Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
That breaking news involves a man gunned down at the site of several violent crimes. We'll hear from the victim's family in a live report.
And fair forecast, beautiful at the fairgrounds today, but I'm tracking a cold front and we'll let you know when there will be a little bit of a chill in the air out at the fairgrounds coming up.
And bumper-to-bumper backups. Angry Breezy fans paid to see a concert, but ended up stuck in traffic. Organizers tell us what they plan to do to prevent future disappointments.
And safety first. We're just 24 hours away from the start of the North Carolina State Fair. But first, the food and ride inspections. Our state employees are making sure visitors safely have a great time. We start this noon hour with that breaking news during police on the scene of a homicide investigation. Good afternoon, everyone. Renee and Chris have the day off. I'm Ken Smith along with Laura Levine.
This happened just before 10 this morning on North Miami Boulevard. The victim, we're now learning, actually lost his brother to gun violence at the end of August.
WRAL's Monica Casey live on that scene. And Monica, we understand that there have been several violent crimes in that same area.
That's right. We have covered drive-by shootings at this exact bus stop before, but in this case, police say this was not a drive-by shooting. You can see there are evidence markers over here by this fence. Now, the victim has been identified as 28-year-old Abdul Jalil Burnett. His family tells me his brother was also shot and killed in Durham at the end of August. Burnett's grandmother, Vanessa Gibbs, tells me she was getting ready to start her day when her husband called to tell her Burnett had been shot. She says while she is heartbroken, she's not surprised.
I wish they can do something to stop the gun violence. I sure do. It's only young kids that's getting killed. Even in car accidents, they shoot in the car. So I wish in a way possible that they can do something to stop it.
Now, Sky 5 also flew over this scene. You can see the entire block here is roped off behind crime scene tape. Durham Police's mobile command unit is also here on scene, and this area will likely be closed down for a while. Police say the suspect fled right after this shooting, and as of now, no arrests have been made in this case. Live in Durham, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
A Wake County man charged in a Duke Energy fraud investigation is due in court this afternoon. Wake County deputies arrested Raphael Williams for numerous crimes the utility says cost the company nearly $500,000. Williams is charged with identity theft, credit card fraud, and obtaining property under false pretense. Duke Energy says several accounts were opened in the name of living and deceased customers without their knowledge. We expect to hear more about the investigation at today's hearing.
Well, the State Fair begins in 24 hours, and we are in for a treat. Meteorologist Amy Wilmoth is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with a look at the sweater weather forecast. Amy.
It is going to be chilly, especially on Friday morning. I'll show you how cool it gets in a moment. I know there's a lot of people loading in today, including some of our friends and coworkers getting the WRAL booth ready to go today. Beautiful weather out there right now, sunny and 69. Gorgeous weather today. Temperatures a little warm this afternoon ahead of a cold front that's going to bring that chill. We'll be in the upper 70s this afternoon, so great weather for everyone that has to kind of do those last minute things to get the fair ready for tomorrow's opening day. This is the front that's on the way, and there's cooler air behind it. It arrives tonight, and you will notice the change in the temperature tomorrow morning. This is a look at the first day of the fair, so this is tomorrow. In the morning, our low temperature around 50, but upper 40s for some of our northern communities. Gates open at lunchtime tomorrow at the fair, 62, so it'll be nice and mild in the afternoon, 69 for the high temperature. But once that sun sets, the temperature will drop upper 50s by 7 o'clock. So you might want to have a jacket ready if you're going to be there a little bit later in the evening tomorrow. So the first 3 days of the fair, in the afternoons, it is going to be marvelous. 69 tomorrow, sunshine. Lots of sunshine Friday, 69. A little bit warmer Saturday, 77 for the high temperature. But look at the lows. So overnight tonight, it's going to cool down to around 50 degrees, 69 tomorrow. So definitely a drop in temperatures behind the front. 42 for the low temperature Friday morning. Some could get down into the upper 30s. So this is going to be the coolest that we'll see for the start of the state fair. Temperatures in the upper 60s Friday afternoon. We do have some rain headed our way late Sunday. I'm going to time this out with Futurecast coming up in just a bit.
Republican state lawmakers violated the state constitution when they took some of the governor's power. That was the ruling today by the North Carolina Court of Appeals. In 2023, the legislature took away the governor's power over 7 state boards dealing with roads, the environment, and more. Today's ruling allowed power grabs targeting 4 of those boards to stand, but it reversed 3 others that it called unconstitutional, handing control back to Democratic Governor Josh Stein.
Traffic tie-ups, frustration, and no parking. Boy, fans of R&B star Chris Brown, known as Breezy, are very upset after missing part or all of the show at Carter Finley Stadium. We received several messages in the WRAL newsroom from disgruntled fans urging Live Nation to issue refunds. WRAL Sean Gallagher live in West Raleigh this noon hour. Sean, a much different scene there today.
Yeah, that's for sure, Ken. An empty parking lot, but it was anything but yesterday, just packed to the gills here. And if yesterday was a test run for what's to come during State Fair, they failed. It took hours for people to get into this parking lot for the first concert at Carter Finley in nearly 10 years. We heard reports people parking on I-40 and walking to the stadium just to try and get here on time. Now, gates opened up here around 2 p.m. yesterday, but madness didn't really pick up until later in the evening around rush hour. Cars bumper to bumper on the highway, and people telling WRAL they got out of their cars walking over a mile to get to the stadium to catch at least some of the concert. And even for fans who made plans to leave 2 hours before the concert started, like Allison Davis, they hope people understand this traffic jam was much, much different.
But also negative comments like, you should have left early. They told you this, you told you that. I'm like, I know. It wasn't like I left at 6:30 and expecting to get there at 7, plenty enough time. And it wasn't just a handful of people. It was hundreds of people.
And if this looks familiar, you're right. This isn't video from last year. It's from last night. It's from last year when Sabrina Carpenter fans had the same experience during her concert at the Lenovo Center on the same day as State Fair. It won't be the last time we have these headaches either. Sorry to tell you. You can see right here across the parking lot, Billie Eilish's crew is unloading a semi to prepare for her 2-night stop here at the Lenovo Center. A little quick math for you. Lenovo holds about 20,000 people. And over the course of the last 10 years, the first night at State Fair brings about 40,000 people. That's even more than what was inside Carter Finley last night. So if you're expecting a much different scenario than what we saw Wednesday night, tomorrow for State Fair or Billie Eilish, you want to think again. It's going to be even more headaches. We do have calls in to NC State and the Lenovo Center to see what gives, if they have any plans to alleviate any of these headaches, but I'm yet to hear back. In Raleigh, Sean Gallagher, WRAL News.
And it's going to be perfect State Fair weather, too, so expect a lot of people. So here's something to keep in mind when it comes to traffic. There will be 2 shuttles carrying people into the fairgrounds. The Go Raleigh shuttle will run from Garner Station, that's behind Goodberry's, and the Go Durham shuttle from the station on Pettigrew Street, not far from the Durham Bulls Athletic Park. You can also ride share to Gate 1 on Hillsborough Street. Now, if you do drive, there are free parking lots close to the fairgrounds. Those are the Bandwidth Dogwood lot and the Cardinal lot. You can find a full fair preview guide right on our website, WRAL.com.
Than 24 hours before opening day at the North Carolina State Fair. This year, visitors can try more than 80 new food options before you dig in. Wake health officials are making sure vendors are following guidelines. WRAL's Flynn Snyder shows us the inspections happening right now to keep families safe.
Organizers say food is the #1 reason why people come here to the North Carolina State Fair. And whether you like elephant ears or more of the unique offerings, all 160 food vendors are inspected before opening day. Cool Runnings Jamaican is among the vendors being inspected. A team of 43 Wake County health officials will make sure vendors like this are in compliance during the fair. They're looking to make sure food is stored at correct temperatures, equipment is clean, and stations are sanitary. Inspectors say most of the vendors have been checked and everyone has passed so far. They say if they do see a violation, it's usually minor and quickly resolved. The goal is to prevent foodborne illness and keep fairgoers safe.
Our job is to make sure everyone is successful. So we come out, we help them problem solve if there is anything any larger. most of the time it's really just the little things like everyone forgets.
As opening day inches closer, other popular attractions are also being inspected. This evening on WRAL, the safety checklist that rides go through to make sure they are safe for families. Lynn Snyder, WRAL News in Raleigh.
Well, right now, UNC football coach Bill Belichick's assistants and some players are addressing the media. That's C.J. Mims right there. This is ahead of Friday's matchup against the California Golden Bears. Today's news conference comes 48 hours after Coach Belichick called rumors of his exit categorically false. This will be the Tar Heels' first trip out west as part of the expanded ACC. Now, with a 4-2 record, Cal has gotten off to a solid start this season. We'll look to see if the Tar Heels can capitalize off turnovers in the Golden Bears passing game. WRAL's Luis Fernandez is listening in to this news conference and will have a report coming up in the next half hour.
And we're staying on top of a story that we first told you about during our 9 o'clock hour here in the WRAL Live Center. Pakistan says it has agreed to a 48-hour ceasefire with Afghanistan. Now, this comes after days of violence in that area. You can see this photo here from AP News showing you what happened there. Dozens of people on both sides of the border were killed. We'll also show you this post here, posted in the last 90 minutes on X from the Taliban's government chief spokesman. He says that this ceasefire is at the request and insistence of the Pakistani side. So we'll be sure to keep following any updates here in the Live Center.
And staying overseas and new this noon hour, Gaza's health ministry says it has received 45 more bodies of Palestinians from Israel under terms of that ceasefire deal. It comes as the Israeli government threatened to limit badly needed aid to Gaza after Hamas did not return bodies of Israeli hostages. Israel says one of the bodies does not match any of the hostages. Hamas has said some may be lost or buried under rubble, but all sides agree that if they were not returned, a plan would be in place to find them in the future. The U.S. military struck another small boat accused of carrying drugs in the Caribbean, killing 6 people. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth posted this video to X. It happened just off the coast of Venezuela and was the 5th one ordered by President Trump. The president, writing on Truth Social, intelligence confirmed the vessel was trafficking narcotics in association with, quote, narcotics terrorist networks. No U.S. forces were harmed.
Happening today, Raleigh will become the first North Carolina city to power its buses with renewable natural gas from its own wastewater. The city will host a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new bioenergy recovery project. 50 million gallons of wastewater are treated at the Neuse River Resource Recovery Facility every day. That water will be turned into renewable natural gas. The goal of this is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 80% by 2050. Well, next at noon here, honoring fallen players, the community coming together on the gridiron to remember the lives of 3 E.E. Smith students who died last week. What family and friends are saying about the lives gone way too soon.
Also, ambulance theft. A suspect in Illinois stealing an ambulance with a worker inside. The chaotic chase to capture them.
Plus, social media crackdown. Meta is reshaping what young people see on their platforms. The influence doom scrolling has on young teens and young boys.
Coming up next, sea storms moving in with WRAL's exclusive Dual Doppler 5000, sponsored by the WRAL Weather app. Download now for Live Radar.
In Cumberland County, the Southview High School community is remembering these 3 E.E. Smith students who were killed in a crash last week. Before last night's football game against the 2 schools, the families of the students were presented with helmets. Of course, we know they were football players. This was the first time E.E. Smith took to the field since the crash. Lily Davis's grandson, Jayon Elliott, was one of the students who was killed. He says, and she says, the loss of all 3 players was a devastating blow for their families. But seeing the outpouring of support at events like this has made things easier.
It's been kind of rough for the family, but you know what? We persevered. And with God's help, the prayers, family prayers, the community praying, everybody praying for us and our family for strength, for peace, it's gotten better.
Now, Southview went on to win that game, but people in attendance told us that it was just good to see the E.E. Smith players back on the field.
A 17-year-old Florida teen is accused of faking his own abduction. The teen reportedly told a family member that he had been possibly abducted by 4 Hispanic men in a van last month. But after an investigation by the sheriff's office, they found the details of his story were false. The teen bought a bicycle, tent, and sleeping bag from Walmart prior to the fake abduction. Sheriff's officials say the teen shot himself in the leg to continue the ruse prior to him being found out and found safe. Illinois State Police investigating the theft of an ambulance. This happened in suburban Chicago in the middle of rush hour traffic. Investigators say the person jumped into the ambulance while the crew was having lunch. Watch as the vehicle weaves in and out of traffic with officers in tow. There was no patient inside, thankfully, at the time, but one worker was in the back. One person was taken into custody. No one was seriously hurt.
A group of Texas lawmakers are launching a new investigation into the catastrophic July 4th flooding that killed at least 136 people. The focus will be on identifying the contributing factors to the devastation at Camp Mystic and identifying ways to strengthen the state's preparedness and response to natural disasters. The campers and counselors died after torrential rain forced water levels on the river to rise from 3 feet to 30 feet in a matter of hours. Many of the youngest victims were housed in cabins closest to the river. One of the victims is still missing. Time now to get a check on the forecast with meteorologist Amy Wilmoth. Amy, cooler temperatures are on the way.
That is right. We have a cold front that's going to arrive later tonight and usher in some pretty chilly temperatures for the next few mornings, but beautiful outside right now. It's really nice to see so much blue sky overhead, lots of sunshine today, and temperatures are still very comfortable right now. It's 70 in Fayetteville, 69 in Durham, 69 in Cary. It's 67 degrees in Garner and 59 right now in Chapel Hill, so a little bit cooler there. Hour by hour today, it's very nice. Temperatures are going to stay in the upper 60s today, and same thing for tomorrow for the opening day of the fair. But look at the morning lows. So I talked about a cold front that's going to move through tonight. It will feel cooler overnight tonight. We'll get down to about 50 degrees. But look at Friday. If you want to maybe do a fire pit outdoors in the evenings, it'll be great weather for that. 42 for the low on Friday, and Saturday a low of 50. So some pretty chilly mornings, especially Friday. So if you're headed to the fair Friday, just make sure you take the jacket. You'll want to dress in layers because it will warm up a little bit in the afternoon. Today we're above normal, 77. So a little bit warmer ahead of the front, but look at how the front moves through and drops temperatures into the upper 60s for Thursday and Friday for our afternoon highs. 77 Saturday and then back up to 79 Sunday. Sunday is when our next front arrives and it brings a chance for rain. But the good news is your outdoor plan should mainly be okay. It looks like this isn't going to arrive until after sunset on Sunday. So Sunday night into early Monday, it's a 50% chance for some scattered showers and storms. And I can show you that with Futurecast. Saturday is a dry day, should be beautiful for outdoor things. Sunday, we wake up to some cloud cover. We'll see a little bit of sun in the afternoon, but then by the time we get to the evening, a couple of isolated showers possible in our western counties. Still the heaviest rain over the North Carolina mountains. And then this is 11 o'clock Sunday night. So the rain is going to become more likely once the sun sets, and some storms could be embedded in this as well. So some rumbles of thunder possible as this next front moves through. Monday morning for the morning commute, I think we'll be okay unless the system slows down. The heaviest rain should be focused over eastern North Carolina and exiting our viewing area for the Monday morning commute. So fingers crossed that it's just an overnight Sunday and a very early Monday rain, but we do need the rain. We're below normal for the month. We're below normal for the whole fall season. So this is definitely some rain that we could use anywhere from around close to 0.2 of an inch to maybe 1/2 inch in some spots with this next system. So fingers crossed we'll get some much needed rain Sunday night into early Monday. Beautiful today, 77, lots of sunshine, gorgeous weather. Tomorrow, opening day of the fair, the gates open at noon. It'll be really nice, 69 for the high, sunny skies. And then mostly sunny Friday, still a very cool day, a chilly start, and then a mild afternoon, a little bit warmer over the weekend before that next front arrives and cools us down heading into Monday and Tuesday of next week.
Amy, thank you. Increasing airfares. The holidays are just around the corner, and you might be planning to take a trip, but it might feel like airline tickets are a little pricey. Today on WRAL News at 4, the recommended routes you can take to save your money this year.
And the hidden risks of protein powders. Although considered healthy choices, the popular items could put your health at risk. Tonight on WRAL News at 6, what a new Consumer Reports investigation found could be lingering in the workout fuel and meal supplements. But our new news continues now. In the bag, one snack maker is getting a makeover with emphasis on what's in the bag than the look of the bag itself.
Plus, no sound of music. Broadway musicians vote to authorize a strike, the issue that could mute the musicals. As we count down to the start of the State Fair, an important reminder before walking away with a tempting purchase. 5 on your side's Ashley Rowe has 3 important factors to remember so you don't waste your money.
Fried foods, funnel cakes, and Ferris wheels are common staples for the North Carolina State Fair. But there are also plenty of other activities and ways to spend your money. And the Better Business Bureau wants you to remember a few key things before making any big purchases. Number 1, be mindful of who you're purchasing from, as well as their business practices. The Better Business Bureau keeps up with businesses' reviews online, including many of the vendors you'll see at the fair. Number 2, ask about the refund or exchange policy and get it in writing. Ask about guarantees and warranties. And if the company has a physical location, get the address and contact information. This all helps confirm the validity of the business. Number 3, if you feel pressured to buy, don't give in. It's okay to walk away if you need more time to think before buying. Pressure tactics are often one of the first signs someone is trying to make easy money. An important factor to remember after you've made a purchase: know your rights. The Federal Trade Commission has what's called a cooling off rule, which typically allows customers 3 days to cancel a purchase. But not everything at the State Fair falls under this rule, including purchases under $25, goods or services primarily used for personal, family, or household purposes, insurance, insecurities, or real estate, motor vehicles, and arts and crafts. Ashley Rowe, 5 on your side.
Lay's is launching its biggest rebranding campaign in a century, and it's more than just a new bag. The chip giant showed off a new logo and bag designs with an emphasis on its main ingredient. The new branding hammers home the fact that Lay's are made from real potatoes. It also pays homage to the company's history while celebrating the brand's iconic flavors.
New numbers show filming in Tinseltown is down, but there are signs of hope. Hollywood is beginning to recover from years of long slumps. Film LA reports overall filming days in the LA region were down again in the third quarter of this year compared to 2024, but movie shoots were up 10%. Tax incentives are giving the industry a badly needed boost that will still take many months to fully materialize. Well, check this out. Broadway facing a shutdown threat after musicians vote to strike. 98% of its membership made the move after their current deal expired at the end of August. The union is asking for higher pay, better health care coverage, and layoff protections. The union is in talks with Broadway right now. League, which we're also currently negotiating with the actors and stagehand unions. Members of those unions have also authorized a strike.
We have much more news to come here. Focusing on Friday, Tar Heel football heads to the West Coast for a big matchup against California. We'll share how the coaching staff is getting players ready.
And social media messages, whether it's clothing, physical fitness, or having clear skin, teens are inundated with messages through apps. A new study looks at how these messages are influencing teen boys. And here's a look at your winning lottery numbers. Good luck.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
UNC Chapel Hill's football program just wrapping up a media briefing. We know those players just finished talking ahead of Friday's game in California. A lot of regrouping after the off week and preparing for California on Friday. WRAL's Luis Fernandez has the latest on our reporting of the football program. Luis, what did the assistant coaches have to say?
Well, Laura, to be honest with you, it was a lot of football talk. Today's press conference was much more in line with what you normally see over the course of a game week. UNC plays Cal on the road on Friday night, and after an open week, it's a big opportunity for a course correction. Based on our reporting over the last week, there is apparent friction in the locker room. Offensive coordinator Freddie Kitchens, who worked on the previous staff under Mac Brown, doesn't see it that way.
Yeah, I don't I don't see that from that standpoint. What I see is a bunch of guys trying to come together and be one team, and I've seen that from the very beginning. And they're working hard at doing that.
We're still strong. I feel like we're excited to really, move on to our next game and really show that like we've been working towards the corrections that were needed from the past game. We're still a unity. We're still all as one. The team chemistry and team bond is still strong.
A few other notes besides the normal game-to-game adjustments. There doesn't seem to be many changes happening ahead of the Cal game. Kitchen says they haven't discussed changing offensive play callers or anything like that. Our Pat Welter reported last week there was a fight in the locker room. When asked about it, defensive coordinator Steve Belichick said he doesn't know anything about the fight.
Hey, Loris, we appreciate that reporting. Well, bring on the Ducks. The Carolina Hurricanes cruise past the San Jose Sharks and remain undefeated this season. Next up, Anaheim. The Canes scored 3 goals in the second period and tacked on 2 more in the third. They beat the Sharks 5-1. The Canes are now 3-0 to start the season. Their Western road trip continues tomorrow night at the Honda Center, taking on the Anaheim Ducks.
Happening now in the WRAL Live Center, Australia's highest court rejected U.S. conservative commentator Candace Owens' effort to overturn their government's decision to ban her from their country. Now, 3 judges voted unanimously about this for them to continue to refuse Owens' visa. Now, that original decision came down last year. The country is doing this based on what they're calling character grounds. Court documents say that she made extremist and inflammatory comments towards Muslim, Black, Jewish, and LGBTQIA+ communities. Officials say that keeping her out of the country is best for national interest.
Kelsey, thank you. People in Durham want city and county leaders to do more about shootings in their neighborhood. The city of Durham and Durham County leaders have a joint meeting tomorrow. People in East Durham say there have been 7 instances of shots fired in their community in the last 7 weeks. They took their concerns to city council last night, playing audio recordings of the gunfire in their neighborhood.
We're seeing this dramatic increase in gun violence, and it's actually quite amazing that more people haven't gotten shot or killed with just the recurrence and the level of violence that we're experiencing.
The latest Durham police data shows 33 criminal homicides this year. That's up from 28 at this time last year.
Meta just announced new steps to help further crack down on what young people see on their platforms. The move follows a recent study that examines how social media, gaming, and influencers shape how adolescent males and boys see themselves and others. Yvonne Rodriguez reports on what parents can do to help their children navigate the impact.
From social media to gaming, young men online face a digital life that provides both connections and challenges, and it's having a significant impact on how they see themselves and others, according to a new Common Sense Media survey.
This is shaping young boys, young men's image here across the country. And the images are everything from fighting to body image to being tough to making money.
CEO and founder of Common Sense Media, James Steyer, says in most cases, young boys aren't searching for these posts. 68% of them say the content automatically shows up on their feeds.
It's actually just being sent to them directly by the big social media platforms in order to make money. We have a youth mental health crisis in this country, but also a crisis among boys and young men.
91% of boys see messages about body image or appearance, like dressing a certain way and having clear skin, according to the study. Those with high exposure to such messages are more than 4 times as likely to say social media makes them think they should change their appearance. 69% also regularly see content promoting gender roles in problematic ways, such as posts suggesting girls prefer to date a particular kind of guy or use their looks to achieve their goals.
I think it's a very powerful public education message to the boys themselves and to kids in general, but also to their parents and educators. Platforms have been getting away with some really offensive and inappropriate algorithmic content for years. It's about time they were held accountable, period.
And that was Yvonne Rodriguez reporting. So what's the key recommendation here? Well, have open conversations with your children to learn more about who they are, the pressures they are experiencing, and how you can support them.
Coming up, detecting a type of invasive breast cancer. We're talking about cancer that forms in the milk ducts of the breast, the technique to determine who is most at risk.
And our Teacher of the Week is all about empowering her students. We'll show you how she is living out her dream in the classroom of being the teacher she always wanted to be. You can watch WRAL News live anytime on WRAL.com or the WRAL News app on your streaming device. Our Teacher of the Week would always pretend to be leading a classroom when she was growing up. Now, as a teacher at Lakewood Elementary School in Durham, here's why she is considered an extraordinary educator.
Division always gives us the total.
The sum by which Jennifer Campbell inspires her third-grade students can be measured in their success and her desire to become a teacher when she was growing up.
4 is one of the numbers. Teaching allows for me to heal my inner childhood. I give other people, children, what every child deserves: respect, autonomy, a voice to be heard, no matter where they come from, no matter their backgrounds, no matter their differences. In this classroom, I see them.
Her focus of making students feel seen and giving them attention, as she often does, was born out of a personal experience for Ms. Campbell going back to her school days.
It wasn't until I got to high school that I experienced my first black teacher. And she looked like me, she talked like me, and she just made me feel seen in this big world. I can do new things. All right.
For Ms. Campbell, empowering her students to learn and succeed starts with the following mantra every school year.
I see your greatness, I feel your greatness, continue to show the world how great you are.
Ms. Campbell, you are WRAL's Teacher of the Week. Give her a big round of applause.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Congratulations. Absolutely love walking into those classrooms. If you'd like to nominate a teacher, go to WRAL.com, enter the Teacher of the Week in the search box.
Detecting the often undetectable. Researchers are working with AI to expose a sneaky form of breast cancer, what women can do to protect themselves. Plus, a less disruptive cleaning method. One U.S. city is beautifying their roadways in a unique way. The technology it's using and how it could be a game changer in the years to come. Welcome back. You're taking a live look at the North Carolina State Fair grounds. It's all set up. We are about a day away until the big day, 2025, North Carolina State Fair. Thank you for watching WRAL News, available on Spectrum and the WRAL app on your TV or streaming device. Today is Global Lobular Breast Cancer Awareness Day. It's one of the most common forms of breast cancer, but it's nearly impossible to detect. When it is found, it's often so advanced it's less treatable. Jessie Turneru shares new research that could unlock the secrets of the disease to determine who's most at risk.
She's just a cutie. They're all cuties.
Sue Rudnicki has held a lot of titles: teacher, lawyer, mom. Now, nothing brings her more joy than Nana. Sue worries that her granddaughters could lose her to cancer.
I had absolutely no symptoms.
Her regular mammogram revealed a cloudiness on one side of her breast. A series of specialized scans then confirmed lobular breast cancer.
Mine was a stage 4. So it was absolute terror.
So this is actually the imaging of the breast.
Sue's doctor, Aria Royce, says lobular breast cancer is difficult to identify because it does not appear on mammograms as a lump. Rather, it may be a faint line in the milk ducts.
Currently, we do not have a specific tool that is only used in lobular breast cancer.
Experience with patients like Sue inspired Dr. Roy to devote groundbreaking research to this common form of breast cancer. At Ohio State, she's collecting a wide range of anonymous data from lobular cancer cases, including Sue's, and training artificial intelligence to predict the likelihood of someone having it, so they can identify it sooner.
What Sue had to go through will definitely help a lot of patients with lobular breast cancer.
More good news for Sue and her family as she continues to receive optimistic scans from her own treatment.
That was Jesse Turner reporting. About half of all women have dense breast tissue, which can mask early cancers, especially this type. And mammograms are less likely to detect lobular breast cancer. Women with dense breast tissue are encouraged to talk to their healthcare providers about receiving additional imaging.
Happening tonight, former Vice President Kamala Harris is holding a special event at the DPAC. At earlier stops, protesters heckled her about how the Biden administration handled the Israeli-Gaza conflict, prompting her to respond each time with, "I'm not the president." Tickets for tonight's event are still on sale. Every ticket includes a free copy of Harris's new book, 107 Days, about the race for President of the United States. The event starts at 7 tonight. Also happening today, Happen After Humanity, celebrating 40 years of service in the Triangle. The group taking part in a 40th anniversary breakfast earlier this morning. The celebration started last night, though, at the 40th anniversary gala at the Umstead, where I had the honor of being the MC. Habitat Wake has been helping provide Triangle families with homes since 1985. The organization is currently building a new development called Old Pool Place, just off Pool and New Hope Roads.
The Louisiana Department of Transportation is using an innovative way to clean parts of its interstate corridors. They're using drones. The devices help wash dirt, algae, and mold from sound walls. It connects to a hose, which is connecting to a truck filled with water and cleaning materials. City leaders say this is a cost-effective solution and does not interfere with traffic. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, we're going to turn our attention now to the forecast. I know State Fair organizers are ecstatic.
Oh, yes.
When they see the weather tomorrow.
Yes, fall weather is here just in time, Amy.
That is right. And one of our very talented engineers here, Richard Danchi, just called and said, hey, see if it's up and running. We think we have the Midway camera up for you now. Yeah, so the WRAL team working to get our booth set up, and now our camera is set up that will provide live video of the Midway. And this is going to be a busy spot tomorrow because the weather is going to be so nice. It'll be very busy for the entire first weekend because of the nice weather. It's 69 degrees right now in Raleigh, so beautiful weather for them to kind of finalize setting up the fair today. 70 degrees right now in Fayetteville. Dew points are in the 50s, so it feels fabulous outside with low humidity and comfortable temperatures and a lot of sunshine. 77 for the high in Raleigh and Durham today. We should get up to about 79 in Fayetteville. This evening, temperatures will cool quickly because we have a front that's moving through, and so we'll already be back down into the low 60s by 9 p.m., down to 60 degrees at 11 p.m. And then overnight tonight, this is where temperatures go. Upper 40s in our northern communities, right around 50 in the Triangle. This is for tomorrow morning, so you might want the jacket heading out the door. 52 in Fayetteville. But then Friday gets here, and the coolest air so far this season arrives. Upper 30s perhaps in our northern communities, 41 in Durham, 42 in Raleigh, and 43 in Fayetteville. So it will be chilly Friday morning. The rest of Friday, Saturday looks great. Sunday we'll have to watch. That's our next chance for rain. A cold front's going to move in. As of now, the timing looks like the rain would arrive after sunset, but we'll have scattered showers and storms with rain mainly after sunset. So most of Sunday is going to stay completely dry unless this thing starts to speed up a little bit. So 8 a.m. on Sunday, notice how we have some cloud cover here, but the rain's still well off to the west of us at that point. And then we head into the afternoon. We're still dry, still 6 p.m., maybe a stray sprinkle or two, but the bulk of the rain still over the North Carolina mountains and moving into the Charlotte area. 11:30 Sunday night, that's when the rain starts to really pick up. We could see some storms within this as well. As of now, I wouldn't anticipate any severe weather. And then Monday morning, this is 7 a.m., the heaviest rain would be over eastern North Carolina, so hopefully we would have a dry morning commute on Monday and things will clear out. It'll be a cooler day Monday, but gorgeous for the state fair as we head into the afternoon and evening. And that is rain that we really need. For the month, we're over an inch below normal, and for the whole fall season, almost 4.5 inches below normal. So hopefully we'll get some of that rain. It looks like a pretty good chance Sunday night into very early Monday. Beautiful today, 77. The state fair opens tomorrow at noon. It is gorgeous. It's going to be crowded. Same thing Friday, 69 for the high, and then a little bit warmer this weekend before that next front moves in and cools us down. Highs back in the 60s by Tuesday.
Looking good. Thank you, Amy. Get in step. The iconic Rockettes are polishing up this year's act when you can see them live and in person.
And here is a look at your winning Mega Millions numbers: 12, 22, 49, 57, 58. The gold Mega Ball, 19.
As we wrap things up here, here's a look at a few of the headlines we're following today. Durham police are on the scene investigating a deadly daytime shooting at a shopping center. They say a 28-year-old Abdul Jalil Burnett was shot at the Village Shopping Center at the intersection of Holloway Street and Miami Boulevard shortly after 9:30. Police say the suspect left the scene before officers arrived. That area is closed until further notice during this investigation.
A Wake County man charged in a Duke Energy fraud investigation is due in court this afternoon. Wake County deputies arrested Raphael Williams. He is charged with identity theft, credit card fraud, and obtaining property under false pretense. Duke Energy says the defraudment caused the company nearly $500,000.
Raleigh police are investigating reports of car break-ins near the fairgrounds during Chris Brown's concert last night. Police did not share the exact location, timing, or what was taken during the break-ins. They did say officers were in that area taking in reports last night.
Earlier this spring, the U.S. Treasury announced it is phasing out production of the penny, but one store in Washington state is getting ahead of the game. Effective immediately, the store will now round purchases down to the nearest nickel. The store says the vast majority of purchases are conducted on plastic, so eliminating pennies streamlines transactions.
Changes are coming to this year's Radio City Christmas Spectacular, but don't worry, there will still be plenty of high kicks from the famous dance team. The show has been a Radio City tradition leading up to Christmas Day since it first debuted in 1933. This year's show features 9 numbers, including 9 costume changes, with dancers kicking about 200 times per show.
We time things down to really the minute and the hour of how quickly we can teach things, what our expectations are every day, because we can't get behind schedule. We don't have time for that.
This year's show will be pumped by the Sphere Immersive Sound System, which features 7,000 speakers. That's more speakers than there are seats in the house. The Christmas Spectacular returns to Radio City Music Hall on November 6th and runs through January 4th.
Our pet of the day comes to us from Cat Angels Pet Adoptions. Dottie Jr. is a very sweet and affectionate girl with the people she trusts. She's very shy with strangers, but once she feels safe, she is bold and brave and hilarious. She loves to play with other cats. Dottie Jr. will leap from head scratches when she sees her person. She'll also get on the bed for snuggles just to be close. Just fill out an application on the Cat Angels website if you'd like to meet her in person.
Well, holiday flight fares. You may have plans to travel this holiday season, but sometimes tickets might feel pricey. Next, what experts say is the best time to get yours to help save some money this year.
All right, we want to give you one more look at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds. It's an absolutely beautiful day. It's going to be
stunning.
Quite the situation out there, starting tomorrow at noon, and then, of course, the first full day is Friday. I already have my list of places and vendors I want to go to, starting with Cool Runnings, Fat Boys Barbecue, Al's Fries. I kick off my fair every year with Al's Fries.
You know, it's going to look totally different with all of those people packing the state fairgrounds. Can't wait to see it tomorrow. Yeah. It's here.
Listen. All right, NBC News Daily is next on WRAL, your next local news update in 30 minutes.
You can get breaking news updates anytime on our WRAL News app. We hope you have a great day.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air channel 34 and Spectrum channel 1257.